This is Zora, the comedy vixen, live here at Q&A live, Lawdiwood with Fish Scales. How you doing today?
What up? Doing well. How you doing?
Good, good. So tell people who you are if they don't know, because you've been around for decades. Okay, so just go and break it down to them real quick.
Yeah, we've been around for a while. I'm Fish Scales of Nappy Roots, Southern hip hop group coming out of Kentucky. We've been around. You probably know us from our songs All Nah, Hell Nah, Po Folks, and Good Day. And we tour so much. You've probably been to a Nappy Roots show. And just a lot of people just end up at our shows, don't even know how they got there, because we do so many shows a year, man. So it's beautiful. We've met a lot of people over the years.
Okay. All right. So I know you go by Scales now. It might be like, as you come of age, you change our names. What's the meaning behind Fish Scales? How did you get your nickname?
Uh, Actually, it's nothing deep to it. Like I wish it was some meaningful name. Truthfully, I used to rap about cocaine. My rap name was Big Mel at the time, and that's pretty dull. And I would rhyme it with fish scales all the time. And my partner was just like, man, you should just call yourself Fish Scales. And just I didn't even think twice about it. I just immediately switched to Fish Scales. It sounded cool, and it stuck with me. But when we signed to Atlantic Records, I kind of wanted to be more positive. I didn't really want to represent something negative. So I had to find what Fish Scales really stood for, even if, I just had to search and search for a meaning behind it. Then I realized that Scales was the sign for Libras, and I'm a Libra. I don't even believe in astrology and all that, but it just worked out. And my mom is a Pisces, so I kind of gave it that. But all of that is just made up. I wish there was a deep meaning behind it, but it's not.
I understand. So tell me about one of your favorite home cooked meals worth singing about.
Ooh, so many. I'm from the South. Like my mom cook.
Right.
Her dressing, my mama's dressing, and I know up north y'all might call it stuffing, but down south that's a whole different thing. Cornbread dressing is the real deal, and my mama she makes. And the thing about dressing, not a lot of people make it. Like it's rare that you get it. You might get it during Thanksgiving, and that's it. But yeah, I was thinking about that all day.
Okay. Now, tell me a lesson that you learned in your childhood that you apply today to being an entrepreneur.
Um, I guess accountability. My pops, he always stressed that being accountable, being taking initiative. That's what my pops always stressed. Even just like cutting the grass. He knew I would do it if he asked me, but he stressed that some days just get up and do it without me telling you, and that kind of stick with me today. Is at a later age, you have to find motivation in life. Every morning you got to find more motivation. As a kid, you was just happy to get up and play video games and watch cartoons. But now we really have to motivate ourselves to get up and be productive. And I know, that's something I have to do every morning. But taking initiative is something that I take from my pops.
All right. So if people want to get to know Scales, where would they visit in Kentucky?
Bowling Green. Bowling Green, Kentucky. I went to Bowling Green from Milledgeville, Georgia on a basketball scholarship. And I went to Western Kentucky University, and I lived in Bowling Green for probably 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I went from a boy to a man in that town. And it was great to me. It gave me a place. That's why I tell kids, go off and do whatever you're doing, whether it's college, army, or just get away from your hometown, because that give you space to create who you want to be. I was away from people who knew me, so I had the opportunity to create a whole new person, and it was cool.
Awesome. Now, what publication had to feature you before you say, "Hey, Ma, I made it"?
Honestly, the college newspaper. Like in college, that was our first article, but it was the words. The words on the headline was Nappy Roots signs a multi-album deal with Atlantic Records. And we still in college. We college kids.
Mm-hmm.
So just to see those words, it let my mama know this is real. Like he's really doing rap for a living, you know. Of course, we were still broke, but it's just the fact that somebody else was acknowledging. It wasn't just me telling my mama I'm gonna be a rapper. It was actual school newspaper did an article.
Okay. Now, when you want to go clear your head, what is one of your favorite pastimes?
Uh, Basketball, NBA. I just like watching the games. It's I don't know. It's definitely relaxes me. Me and my dog, we'll sit and watch NBA all night. Video games. Um, that's something I like to do just to get away from the real world and just clear my head, and not think about whatever I'm dealing with at the time. But basketball and video games.
All right. Now, for groups such as Nappy Roots, a group for young black men at the time, what did it mean to you to have Nappy Roots Day?
I like that you said at the time, like we're not young no more. Yeah, we're not. But say that again. You said Nappy Roots Day.
Yes, remember in Kentucky and they gave y'all Nappy
Oh yeah,
Roots Day?
it's one of the greatest days of my life for real. The first Nappy Roots Day was amazing. We pulled up to what was that stadium in Louisville? Papa John Stadium in Louisville, and we get off our tour bus, and I think it was like 20,000 people there just to celebrate Nappy Roots Day. And it's like we get off the bus and we just walk across the football field, and it had to be the most amazing feeling, like to have a whole city literally behind you, supporting us, going crazy for Nappy Roots. That was amazing. And also when the governor actually gave us the day, we was at a high school like in Shepherd County or something, and our the governor, we came in with some kids. The governor announced our day, and the kids went crazy. It was amazing.
All right. Now, tell me about your most creative studio experience.
Creative studio experience. Most of it, like studios, are really just magical places, man. Like you just go in the studio, you could be down, you could be up, and it just change your whole vibe when you do a song. And but I'll say most magic. I can remember working with David Banner. That was magical because, like, I just love his energy. He come in, he's just a southern country boy like me, and he come in, he take his shirt off. He drank that at the time. He probably don't even drink now. He had his a little Hennessy bottle. He just laid everything out and said, "Let's get to work." And he called some guys in, like he called this old dude, played the guitar. It's like some country shit. Like we was at the bootlegs just hanging out and making music. And he just came, and his confidence, to me, that's what I took from it. Like this dude is very confident in what he's doing, you know. And in my opinion, at the time, there might have been bigger producers or even better producers, but the way he approached it was like, look, I'm the one. Like, let's make a hit. Let's do great music, and nobody's for to stop what we about to do. And it was good for us. We did 2 songs with him. We also worked with Kanye that same year. This is 2003, 2002 maybe, and this before Kanye even released his music, and that was pretty interesting too. But
Okay. Okay.
cool.
Now, tell me about your top 5 cultural influences of all time. It doesn't even have to just be music.
Cultural influences. I would say hip hop as a whole. I mean, hip hop is the biggest influence on my life. It's everything to us. Even being in my 40s, I'm still walking around with my head turned left, or turned to the side, and wearing jeans and sneakers because of hip hop. I grew up on hip hop. But top 5 influences. Going to Kuwait, that definitely changed the way I look at everything. Just knowing that the world is bigger than Milledgeville, Georgia. Like it's just so much. Some people they live a whole different life than what we live. Just to learn that really influenced me. But cultural changes, I'm trying to think, man. I guess streaming music. I don't know. That's kind of a question I probably should have looked at more. Um,
It's okay.
I don't know, man. A lot of going to college. I think that might have been the biggest change in my life. just going to college, meeting different people from all different races. Playing basketball was a huge influence because that taught me teamwork. And being in a group with 6 members, you definitely need to understand what teamwork is about, understand roles. And that really helps me, like, just knowing my role within everything. Where I don't have to be the big dog in every room. A good leader knows when to follow.
Okay. Now, tell me about Passport since you just released it.
Oh yeah. I'll be too honest sometimes. My partners don't like when it's I like it. I love the song. It's a part of our deluxe that we're just putting out for our 40 album that we put out in September. It's a great album. Probably my favorite album we ever did. We put out September 25th called 40. And now we're releasing songs for the deluxe album. And Passport is the first release for the deluxe. And it's kind of just a song where you're just flowing, you just you know, exercising your lyrical skills. It's not the reason it's not my favorite record is because it doesn't have the content, the substance matter that Nappy Roots like to rap about. We like to have substance in every song we make. And this song is just more of a fun record where we just flowing, flipping some bars, playing around with it.
Okay.
So, but now the next one is really deep, soulful. Just check them out, man. And if you hadn't checked out the 40 album, check it out. Please do that for me.
All right. So right now, I know you're out in your new atmosphere. Tell me where you're at right now.
Right now, I'm in Atlantucky. I'm proud to say this is me and my brothers, Skinny DeVille and Nappy Roots. This is our brewery.
Okay.
Right here where we're one of the first 3 black breweries, brick and mortars, in the state of Georgia ever. In all of history, there is no black brewery open in Georgia that's ever been open at this point, but it's 2 or 3 of us waiting on our license. So shout out to Hip and Hops on the other side of town. One of us will be the first black-owned brewery in all of Georgia. And one of us will be the second. I don't care. We supporting each other. That's the beauty of Atlanta. We get out and support each other. But it's just amazing to even be in company of that, to have this opportunity to have a brewery in Castleberry Hills, very historic over here. We're actually in a building that is owned by Mr. Herman J. Russell. So speaking of Black history, you definitely got to do your research on Mr. Herman J. Russell, one of the great architects of Atlanta. It's a lot to learn.
Okay.
And we right behind Pascal's, the place where Martin Luther King and all the civil rights leaders met and strategized before they went out on the road and whatnot. So very historic where we at. We're part of something very, very big over here.
So would this be one of your accomplishments that's in 2020, or was this a all-time goal that you always had?
Uh, Not an all-time goal, but I've been into beer for a long time. Like I've been trying different beers and learning about beer for over 10 years now. So to be a part of being the first Black people doing it is special because one of our missions is to introduce the Black community to craft beer. Craft beer is a better beer, really, in theory. It's a better beer. So Black people love beer and we deserve the best of whatever we like.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I know you just recently won an award for what beer did you mention?
Yeah, let me pull it out. It's called Kentucky Mud.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this one. We got our first award. It's called Kentucky Mud, made with Arches Brewery out of Hateville, Georgia. We won a bronze medal at the U.S. Open Beer. It's like 3 or 4 big award shows or awards for beer, and that's one of the top ones. So we're very proud of that, man. And it's just to be this early in the game and already getting recognition for what we do. We was in Time magazine for being, part of this Black craft beer movement. So we're proud, man. That's the magazine that my mom looked at and said, okay, yeah. That was one that let her know we're really taking it serious.
Okay, awesome. Now, is there anything you want to add to let your viewers know about, ups and downs as far as the industry or where you're at today?
Man, it's we've been in the game. We came out in 2002. You know, the fact that I'm here doing this interview is just a blessing. You know, the fact that anybody is still interested in what Nappy Roots is doing means we've done something right. You know, the fact that we still here as a group, we still enjoy being around each other, and the lows was very low. Like, you know, we could have a whole different interview just about the lows we went through. You know, over the past 20 years, there was times when I know I just couldn't do it no more, and my brother Skinny would come in and motivate me. You know, we've done that for each other over the last 20 years, and now these are the best. Honestly, these are the best years of my whole Nappy Roots career right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, last few years have been great. Like since we went independent, it's less fame, less money in certain places, but it's been the best times. It's been the best times as Nappy Roots. Going to do shows, 50 people show up. You know, being on the road for 3 weeks, riding through the snow together, doing shitty shows, then get a good show. You know, it's just all of that. We grinded through it, and we here now talking about award-winning beer
Awesome.
and still making good music, in my opinion.
I agree. Now,
Thank you.
for people who are watching, give them some words of encouragement on whatever craft they might be into. What words of encouragement would you give?
I would definitely say go for it. Educate yourself. Um, Sacrifice. Make sacrifice. We always talk about you got to put the hours in. Like put in the 40 hours like it's a real job in whatever you like outside of your job. You know, put in 40 more hours and getting it right, man, and learning how to do it. But for me, surround yourself with good people, man. I know I wouldn't not be in this position if I didn't have good people around me. I make sure I'm not the smartest guy in the room ever. You know, I like to learn from others and, provide what I can, but surround yourself with good people, stay out of trouble, and go for it. Go for your craft. This is something that I love to do, and now I have an opportunity to make it and share it with the world, just like our music.
Okay. Now, shout out your social media where they can find Nappy Roots. Of course, they can Google it, but where should they look first?
Yeah, at Nappy Roots on everything. I'll leave it at that. And you can find the individual members of Nappy Roots. But for us, it's nothing more important than the base, Nappy Roots. And at Atlantucky now, which is our new focus. Make sure you follow us at Atlantucky so you can see what new beers we're putting out and where they'll be, um, who we collaborating with, because we will be doing a lot of collaborations. There's some breweries, or there's some beer I've had out of Maryland that I really want to revisit too. So
Mhm.
maybe you can point me in the right direction on that. But
Okay.
yeah, good times. But
Okay.
yeah, check us out at Nappy Roots or at Atlantucky.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Scales, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Oh, nah, man, I really appreciate you. I'm a big comedy fan. I hope I get to catch one of your shows one day or something.
Thank you. I'll let you
Let's
know, man. Hopefully, I don't bomb. I've been off stage a while.
I'm sure it happens. I mean, like I said, I look at comedians a lot like rappers, and
Yeah.
we've definitely bombed a couple times, so it happens.
No, I'm not gonna bomb. I just try to be a little humble. You know how it is out here.
You gotta do that. Yeah, and I never bombed. I was just, I was just trying to make you feel better.
So no problem. Okay, Scales. Well, thank you for tuning in here at Q&A Live. We're gonna leave the video up so everybody get a chance to see you, get to know you, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, love. Thank you
And
so
show
much.
me your emblem again, because I really like your chain. Is that you have to be in the group to get one of those?
Yeah, you got to come here to get it. I guess we can mail them out, but they
Oh no,
pretty
I'll
exclusive,
pick mine up this summer when the weather
huh?
breaks. I'll pick mine up this summer. I'm coming to get some
I
beer.
got you. I'll hold this one for you.
All
I
right,
got you.
cool. All right,
Thank
I
you.
got you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace.
Take care.